よし、では始めますか。おはようございます。お疲れ様です。今回はこの、シャーロック・ホームズ・ザ・アウェイケンドっていうゲームを始めます。なんだシャーロック・ホームズが、クトゥルフ神話を題材にした、怪事件というか、謎に挑むという話ですね。クトゥルフ神話というか、ラブクラフトの作品が好きなんですけども、よく漫画とか、あと小説とかも読んでて、大体出てくる主人公って、退役軍人とか、大体一つのメインの舞台であるアーカムシティ、そこにあるミスカトリック大学にある教授、で、あと何かを依頼された探偵、その人たちが何かしら異常事態に見舞われるんですよね。人類では計り知れない何かしら恐怖というものに。で、今回はそれがシャーロック・ホームズが該当されるという、そういう異色作品なんです。では始めますか。メーカー外。あんまりシャーロック・ホームズに対しては造形は深くないですね。
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Hi. メニュー。並び替え？何の並び替えだ？これはマップか。で、装備。おー。開発会社はウクライナのそうですね。今ちょっと大変なそうですけど、ゲーム開始にこのゲームはウクライナの方で作られましたって。なんだこれ。アドレナリン？精神的な状態を表したのかな、これは。舞台は1890か80年代だから、大体第一次大戦あたりですよね。クトゥルフ神話も大体、第一次大戦後とかが多いですよね、話的には。で、PTSD を患った元軍人が目にしちゃったとかね。髭まで。傷。で、これワトソン。 ャーロック・ホームズでワトソンも確か、なんか微妙にこう、役所が違ったりするよね。なんか、あんまりワトソンが医者っていう風には聞いたことないんだよな。確か元軍人ってのは、設定的にはよくあるけど。ボーナス。なんかあったらボーナス解放できると。これ感度は変えられないな。マイクロフト。まあ、これ最初はこれでいっか。若き探偵で。はいはいはい。アドバタイザー誌。1882年9月28日。スウェーデンの、はいはいはい。王妃に仕えてた警護人がなぜか失踪。スカンジナビア人。そう、クトゥルフ神話って大体こう、アフリカ系のこう、人がちょっと怪しい。
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
視点を動かす。
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
なんだ、これはハンカチか。
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
誰？
I don't see the strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected us.
回収しに行く。特にこの部屋でも見るものはない。もう奥の扉入れんや。
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
はい。ついてきてくれるやね。
Don't look at me. If you want the newspaper, you'll have to get your hands dirty. こんな対照的な存在もあるかな。
ゲーム中で最悪のスーツ。まあなんていうかちょっと現代的な。入れない入れない入れない。ああ、時代的にもアサシンクリードのシンジケートを思い出すな。話しかけではしない。あ、R2でダッシュ。ステンウィックティ。はいはい、スタート地点です。ステンウィックティ。ああ、ファストラベルもできると。はいけない。はいはいはい、新聞っていうところ。汚い川。なんだこれ。なんかそういう子供の遊びなんかな。ぐるっと回ったけど、なんもなし。で、ゴミ置き場はどこよ。おう、失礼。バーンズの本屋。ガスライト。あー。ああ、床屋か、ここは。
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
で、この人は何？花屋さん。本屋は休憩中。優雅に茶を飲んどる。 うん、パルクールをしたくなってくるな。アサシンクリードみたいな。おー、焼け落ちた家。なんかありそうやな。あ、生きとるか。おっちゃん。さすがイギリス人。紳士も淑女も、雨のひなの傘はささぬと。
Impressive stature, strong gaze. I think this man deserves a knight.
Really, Holmes? How can you be so sure?
On rare occasions, Watson, it can suffice to trust one's gut.
で、はいはい。戻ってきたと。工事中で通れないと。一応マップはまあぐるっと見たけど、ゴミ箱。ゴミ箱も落ちてたけどって、これか。なんだこれ。マッチじゃないな。
A cactus spine.
サボテンの中に。
Skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness. Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you?
No,
Okay,
no.
perhaps from Cordona.
Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
今日起きた事件は
The dog accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes, yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson?
Sure, now I can take the day off.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises.
ってことはまあ本屋の人かい
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there was a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears, if you have more shillings. Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
はいはいはいはい。記憶の宮殿。物的証拠、観察結果、行方不明ストラント、関連文書と証言。まだちょっとよくわからんな。
Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
How about that Vogel fellow? He seems rather obsessed with you. Would he do something like this?
Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here! I'll stand watch, just in case the strange man comes back.
この記憶の宮殿をやれってことかい。バーンズ。観察結果。これは固定できない。新聞売りの証言、アドバタイザー誌。これは多分関係ない。
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
剥がされてる。休憩中のやつが。操作手帳を開くことなく素早く証拠を固定することができる。オプションで操作手帳を開き、四角を押して本以外の写真の証拠に固定します。で、まあ場所はもう知っとるんで。で、あんたがバンズ？違う、これ客観
Why go through all this scheming to murder you? A spine
違
stuck
う、
to
こ
the
れ。
newspaper is hardly lethal.
ワトソンか。
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
なんだこれ骨
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
「目の下のクマ」「長時間ロッド」ああ。右足に大きく、左足を引きずっている。インク。ああ、で、まあ確かに汚いな、さっきから思ってたけど。で、足。身長とか、進路に苦しむバンシー。なるほど。まあ、どちらとも取れる。さて、これはどう見るか。脅迫されたか仕事中毒か。ほんとなんとも言えんな、これは。脅迫されてる？
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
いきなり逃げるんかい。
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please?
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds.
数ヶ月後って。
How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
インタラクトできるもの。はいはいはい。
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood. So, Barnes has a dog now.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
これは外来植物の目録。サボテン。
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
エジプトなんとかで言うと、大体なんかこう、クトゥルフ神話でありがちなんだよな。大体こう、ファラオが何かしたとかなんかそういうのがありがちだからな、クトゥルフでや。あとなんだっけ。いやね、有名なネクロノミコも確か、エジプト人のなんだっけ。エジプト人のなんか名前の長い人が書いたっていう設定だったし。
The finest view London has to offer.
うん。なるほど。確かにこう見るとおばちゃんも怪しい。
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
うん。中はない。ああ、で、外のあの人に
I should have worn something warmer.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
で、サボテン。ああ、なるほど。お？
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
まだある？上。上
Familiar
か。
spine. Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
口元。うん。あ？遠い目。はいはい。で、だいたいこの手の足元でしょ。2000来てから、フ フレミング夫人。乗り越えるか嘆くか。乗り越えようとしているで、
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
バーンズに対して
I'll be off.
あれこれだけじゃなんともな。証拠を提示する。まあ、とりあえず亀裂のあった花瓶はどういうこ
One
と
of
や。
these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a dole to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
なんだそりゃ。
I don't know anything about this, sorry.
何も知らない
I don't know anything about this,
これも何も知ら
sorry.
ない
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
うんうん。とりあえずこれはもうそれ全部選択したらどうなる
Are
や
you
ろ
sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I don't know anything about this, sorry. I'm afraid I can't.
まあそうなるよ
Mr.
ね。
Holmes.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes, no, not really.
で、バー
Well,
ン返して。
in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
うん。
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
公園ってのはここ？果物が痛みそうだな、こんなと。お茶をまだ出しとるんかい。バーンズは奇妙な行動をとっている。観察結果。関連文書と証言。違う？これは複数は選べないか。よし。揃った。バーンズは枯れた花を置き、はいはいはいはい。確かにそういう風に見れるな。ああ、はいはいはい、まあ。で、なんでそういうことになったんやってことね。
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled. You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic
ボロク
gesture.
ソに言うやん。
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
僕の専門じゃない。どうすればいいか教える。まあ、多分、ただの仕事中毒かな、この人。神経質な人って感じで。どうすればいいか教える。
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That...
物はいいよ。
Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
ネクロノミコン読んで聖書崩壊しそうやな。小石の爆発事故。
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition, and that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you.
ようやく本妻。
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
はい、ステンウィックでいい。
Not much further now.
うん、開いとる。
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
ダメなやつや。
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
まあ、待つ特徴は
Tell me about Kimahia.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
2002も
I take it this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahia may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new
Cabbage.
clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahia make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
うんで、裏こっちからはいけない。
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
まあ、言葉は悪いけど、この時代の黒人とかだったらそんなもんですよ。首がない。なんだ足跡。ん
Chewing tobacco.
紙タバコ。
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
29。でかいな。 移動範囲は広くないから、いた。明らかにこれなんだけど、現状じゃないか、情報は足りない？入れない。水平の跡、車輪。
Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh.
まあ何かを運んでったと。で、これか。
Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
想像によって加工される。
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
The
rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
排煙交際だ。なんだこれ、人の顔。
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
うん、鎌やな。
A small navy spyglass. A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly?
ガリナみたいなやつ？
A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called.
ナブエ。
No air coming through it. Mutton chops. The remains of a meal. The ashes are long since cold.
時間は経ってると。なんだこれ。割れた？
Heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
ん、この辺の情報があんまない。なんかあった。逃げた？うん。まだ足りない。ああ。窓。
Is this a Tanifa, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills. Do you think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape?
共犯者か襲われたか。痕跡。庭園。足跡。まだ足んないな。ん？
Where on earth are you going with this?
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahia's?
Yes. I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahia's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it. Are you joking? Why would I know this?
まあそうですよね。
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick.
Oh.
Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden. I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco. Where on earth are you going with this?
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
扉の裏はお、演奏されとるじゃん。いけないな、これじゃ。なんだ、ワトソン。関連文書と証言が揃ってないな。これなんかあるか。
Is this a Tanifa, a Maori water spirit, or something else? Yes, Denwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
ああ、行使された。次はこれは誰だ。ああ。引きずって、ここに押し付けたと。 紙タバコしてたやつが、これなんか望遠鏡で見てたってことああ。サイダー。
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Mm-hmm. Ah, これ読まには固定できない？ん？いやでも固定するってできないな。残り2つ。これがよくわからんな。車輪はこれ？いやでも触れない。
Why are you still here?
「言い切れない」
Help me, please.
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
Help me, please.
No, sir. I never heard of it.
Is this familiar to you?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Is this familiar to you?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Do you know anything about this?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
Could you help me?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Are you able to help me?
No, I don't know anything about that.
May I ask for your assistance?
I can't help you with that, sir.
Do you know anything about this?
I can't help you with that, sir.
適当やな。
Are you able to help me?
I have no idea, I'm sorry.
Why don't you give me another shilling now? Because I'm sure I'll spot something else soon. No? Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
Are you able to help me?
I'm really sorry, but I can't help you. Try asking someone else.
今気づいたけど日本国旗。ここ何？日本の領事館。おお、大使館。
Help me, please.
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
あんま日本人って感じじゃないけど。
May I ask you something?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
まだシステム理解しとらんな。
Can I ask you a question?
A lady doesn't know about such things.
ああ、はいはいはい。これしとったらこの時点に、これに関する事柄を聞けると。
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
アイリッシュウイスキー好きです。でもな、もう、調べられるもんないよね。
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
「証拠を固定する」。はいはいはいはい。 錠前。ようやく理解し始めてきたぞ。で、あとは、まだある。草が生えて頻繁に使われている。薪。
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden. おいおい、キムヒヤが。はいはい。運んでった。で、そっちの鍵を使って、 Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense. Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
で、大佐に話をすれば。
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
えらい近いとこやったけど。
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know. Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
じゃあ鍵くれ。なら自分で言え。今何と言った？沈黙を保つ。
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
で、封鎖返したそれ。さて、これだけじゃ何もなし。車輪の跡が、これ
Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahia's cart, I gather.
なんだ
Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man? A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done. Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair.
Yes, Denwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
なんだこれ
A large pile of horse droppings.
バフ、ああ。臭いやろうな。で、はいはい、タバコ。
Many cigarette butts. Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night.
で、こっからはまた証拠か。特徴。関連文書と証言ってのがないな。
This dreary rain is making a miserable day even worse.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
財布が落ちていた。で、荷車の後。
May I ask for your assistance?
I wish I could help, but I know nothing.
まあ多分なんもないでしょうね。
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
さて、何が足りない？
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
May I ask you something?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
まあ、知らんでしょ。
Do you know anything about this?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
もういなくなっとる。なんか人が。
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
No, sir. I never heard of it.
あ、出てきた。
Do you know anything about this?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
人が出るタイミングと出ないタイミングがあるな。
Are you able to help me?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
うん、まあ聞いても多分何もないだろうしな。ってことはこれじゃないでしょ。何かを見逃してる？ 関連文書ほんとないな、これの。痕跡はどこに続いている？名刺はでも確かに物的証拠だからな。大佐の証言がここに結びつかないっていうのがよくわからんな。
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
You stupid, Mr. Holmes. Stop loitering. And go and do your job.
ルールと足んないんだよ、いろいろと。今更ここでもうなんかすることもないしな。なんだ？
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair.
ああ。財布が落ちとったってやつでしょ？で、パフン。二つしかないからな。タバコ。で、そっから導き出されるのが、 小石。小石だったら、このアドバタイザー誌でしょ？ストランド誌か。ああ、3つをつなげればええんか、そうやな。わざわざそうだ。ここに関連文章に必要ないんか。
The strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
Okay.
Port of London. Of course.
Where
the spyglass. Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
これ水流船には行かんかったよね。離れると戻ればできません。他なんかある？ 自分の部屋に戻ってきたけど、多分やることはないでしょ。
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily. I know, not very original. People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door. Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite, unless you touch their thorns.
Let's just go. Stenwick wanted results, not pleasantries.
Let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
まあ、大佐に話して、ロケーションを離れようか。
Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
ダメだ、この人は。
Where to go? The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
Chapter 2鮮血の赤い夜。なんかこう、ジャック・ザ・リッパー感もあるな。
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
Do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps. Before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor after that.
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued?
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimahir?
はいはいはいはいはい。けどまあちょっと時間円で今日はここまでですね。とりあえず固定して、セーブ。よし、じゃあ今日ここまでです。仕事行ってきます。お疲れ様でした。